Hi, friends and neighbors. I just wanted to go over the notes from class on Friday, the 28th of February, because I actually didn't explain something correctly, so I wanted to give you a chance to hear it correct. And I'll indicate in particular what I'm concerned about, but I'll just go over the whole thing. So in class, we talked about how when we talk about relative minimum and maximum values, you can think of this as an elevation profile. So I'm going downhill, and I level out here. So the minimum value that we're interested in here is there, and this is at y equals -4. Then there's another at 0. And then this is also a local minimum, but we don't need to write it twice because the local minimum is the y value. And then each of these occurs at x equals -8, 0, and 5, respectively. This ordered pair here, as well as this ordered pair here, those are relative maximum values. And so what I want you to notice is that the local minimums and the local maximums have to involve a change from increasing to decreasing or vice versa. So the local relative maximum values are y equals 6 and 10. Those occur at -2 and +2, respectively. And so now this function is increasing from -infinity up to x equals -8. And then sometimes the online system will ask you to separate intervals with commas. And then if it says use interval notation, then you use unions. So I'm just going to use commas here just because I can. And so then, oh, sorry, this is the function's decreasing here, I'm sorry. So let me try that again. The function's increasing from x equals -8 up to -2. And then we're increasing again from 0 up to 2, and then from 5 to infinity. So you're climbing. The function is decreasing on -infinity up to -8, from -2 up to 0, and from 2 to 5. Then if the online system asks you to use interval notation, you'll write this with the unions. But if it says to separate intervals with commas, then separate intervals with commas. Now, g of x equals 0, that's a question about y values, or about x values. So when x is -10, we have a y coordinate of 0. When x is -5, we have a y coordinate of 0. When x is 0, we have a y coordinate of 0. And when x is 5, we have a y coordinate of 0. So when g of x equals 0, that's just a list of x values. When g of x is greater than 0, that's going to be an interval. So I'm looking for all the ordered pairs where the y coordinate's strictly greater than 0. And so that happens for all the x values from -infinity up to -10. And then we are going to be positive again once we get to x equals -5 up to x equals 0. And then we skip over 0 because g of 0 equals 0. And then we go from 0 clear up to 5. And then we have to skip over 5 because g of 5 equals 0. And then we go from 5 to infinity. So that's the first page of these notes. I'm going to make a second video for the second page of the notes. And thanks for watching.